Hello, my name is Amy Zeigler and I'm a pharmacist. I've brought along my daughter Tessa to help me read as well.
I'm a 5th grader from Chippewa Hills Intermediate School.
Today we're going to read Lighthouse, Fireflies by Anne Margaret Lewis. We chose this book because we like to climb to the top of lighthouses in the beautiful state of Michigan. Tessa loves to catch fireflies by hand at night on those summer nights. And the illustrations in this book are done really well. We hope you enjoy it as much as we do. We lived in the lighthouse at the end of the beach. It needed repair, and the roof often leaked. Dad was the loyal lighthouse keeper. Me, I was the wee little lighthouse sweeper.
It was a hot, muggy summer night, and the sun had just set in time for the fireflies' flight. It was the fireflies' turn to light up the night sky, flickering about like fireflies fly. Ooh, this tongue twister.
I opened my jar, hoping one would fly in. The bottom made from glass and the top made from tin. I decided to be as quiet as a mouse, scurrying in the sand, silently setting my jar down to catch a firefly by hand.
When I peeked through my thumbs, I could see a light blinking. I slid him into the jar. He began clinking and clinking. Mom called me inside. It's time to go to bed. I looked at my new friend. I'll take care of you, I said.
My shiny new light made me feel safe, like the boats in the harbor when coming in late. I noticed something different about this firefly. He was bigger than the others. I wondered why. His light shone brighter and longer than the rest. I looked through the glass and whispered, "You're the best."
The next morning when I woke up, I looked over at my new little light. The firefly looked sad. I was wondering if he was all right. He was flicking on the glass to the beat of SOS. "Help! Let me out!" he seemed to request.
As I was cleaning the fireplace, cinders started to fly. I noticed a yellow glow out of the corner of my eye. Psst, psst, I heard coming from the windowsill. "Over here!" cried a firefly with a high-pitched shrill.
"Hey, you little lighthouse sweeper," he peeped. "You've got King Firefly." Then he started to leap toward my head. He was angrily flying and buzzing around me, wildly crying.
"You have the king of the firefly who leads us to safety. I beg you, lighthouse sweeper, please set him free. What would you do if your lighthouse light broke down? How would you guide the boats safely to town? I know his sparkling glow makes you feel safe at night. If you must have a firefly, take me. I'm almost as bright." "Calm down, little firefly," I said with a sigh. "Just give me a moment to say thanks and goodbye."
"There's no time to spare, little lighthouse sweeper," he said with a yelp. "There's a storm coming in and the fireflies need the king's help. He must lead us to safely back to our firefly home. The floor made of sand and the walls made from stone. King Firefly has the brightest firefly light to keep all of his firefly friends close in his sight."
I released King Firefly into the wind, watching the stormy waters with the boats coming in. King Firefly was free with his light shining bright, but the lighthouse was not. Not on this dark, stormy night. Off to the lighthouse so quickly I ran to help the lighthouse keeper. I know that I can.
Lightning was dancing all over the place. I could see the worry on Dad's rugged face. Dad said, "I've got bad news, my son. The lighthouse light is finally done. The equipment is too old and the signal won't blink. There has to be a way to save the boats." And I started to think.
What would you do if your lighthouse light broke down? How would you guide the boats safely to town? I remembered what the King Firefly had said. Just then, I felt something land on my head. As he started to fly around my head in a ring, I realized it was the one and only, the Firefly King. You answered my SOS and were loyal to me. I'm here to return the favor, you see.
I watched as he headed toward the lighthouse stairs, all in a twinkle. He stopped for a moment, then let out his SOS signal. Then, in by the thousands, came all of his Firefly friends, twirling up the lighthouse steps to the top they would tend.
They sent the lighthouse signal all through the storm. It was at that very moment that lighthouse fireflies were born. I said gratefully, "Thank you, King Firefly, and all of your friends. King Firefly and Lighthouse Sweeper were friends forever." The end. We hope you enjoyed this book. For those of you that don't know, this is Point Betsy over on the Great Lake, Michigan. It is a very nice lighthouse. If you ever want to visit,